My name is Elvie de Jesus, Patotoo Online Ministry, Dream to Shine Chapter. My family and I live here in New Jersey, but before that we were in California. We moved here when California economy fell through and I was not able to get a job, and it makes it hard for us economically, especially with the school system. My husband and I have been married for 32 years, and my son is 17-year-old. His name is David. My grandmother and my great-grandmother introduced me to religion by taking me to church and then introducing me to Quiapo Church and go to church every Friday. When I was in college, my college friend introduced me to pray the novena in Baclaran. Even though my parents was not church goer, for some reason between my grandmother and my great-grandmother, I'm still able to go to church. When my husband and I got married and I moved to California with him to settle there, we were a member of a parish church in the city that we live in. And when we moved here to New Jersey, the same thing. We became a member of a parish church so that my son can go to religion class and receive sacrament, as was the ritual, or as was what I am used to and what I know. But all I can say is, even though I practice a religion, it was compartmentalized. Whatever I learn in church, it stays in church. Once I get out of church, I am the same person. Nothing changed. Whatever was read, but whatever the gospel reading was, I can't even remember it by the time we went out to lunch and come home after church. 2020 was a challenging year for me, just like everybody else. Early part of 2020, my son has to be homeschooled because New Jersey was shut down. We don't call it lockdown, it's shut down. Non-essential businesses closed, so was a school. We are lucky and blessed in the sense that my son's school issued a Chromebook, so everything was done online, and my husband is already retired, so somebody will be home with him to guide him if he needs guidance with his schoolwork. But then he's already in his junior year of high school, so he pretty much do it by himself. If he's not doing any homework assigned, the teacher will email me immediately. I'll find out about it and let him know that I know what he didn't do in school. I lost my job in April of 2020 because of COVID. I was exposed and infected. Although it was mild, protocol says I have to stay home. And the same reason that the government mandated and the Department of Health mandated cost me my job. We use up our savings, including the stimulus check that the federal government provided to us because of the lockdown, for that month that I don't have work. Once again, I was blessed with a friend who offered to help us until my employment benefit takes effect and we receive my compensation through that. God never really abandoned me. God never leave me, even when I did. Even when I was a buffet Christian, that I only listen what I want to, I only do what I want to in regards to church. Even when I go to church and worship God 1 hour a week, and that's it. I don't bring it home with me, whatever I learned from church. In June of that year, I eventually watched the Patotoo online ministry Bible study from Sister Loretta Pasha's repost on Facebook, which pops on my page. I watched the whole session. I think it was a 2 hours and 10 minutes session, and I was impressed because Pastor Irwin was preaching using Bible verses without a written note. After that, I kept watching the replay of Patotoo online ministry Bible study, that in between Sister Jennifer Trono and Sister Loretta Pasha are reposting on Facebook and on our group chat with our classmates in high school. In July of 2020, I was hired, and with the same position, which is the staffing coordinator, in a very good facility. I was well compensated. Work environment was better. So right then and there, God was telling me that He will provide for me again. And what it does though is I stopped watching replays of Patotoo online ministry Bible study. In November of 2020, I was exposed and contacted coronavirus again for the second time. This time it was bad. I was very symptomatic. I was dehydrated because of the fever that lasted 3 weeks. My cough wasn't listening to cough medicine that I was prescribed. Again, I lost my job in January of 2021 because I cannot go back to work. My doctor won't give me a clearance, a health clearance to go back to work. And because I don't have tenure in my work, I was terminated again. And then once again, I was home, and then I have to be home also with my son, not just my husband, because me having COVID, I have to pull him out from school, even though their face-to-face instruction was only 2 days a week. In January, I started going through online mass something, because I'm missing something. I'm desperate spiritually, and I am desperate because I am stuck at home and I can't go anywhere. I can't go because I have a cough, and I can't go out because I'm sick. The only time I go out of the house is when I'm having labs done in the hospital, and my x-rays, of course. And then I was trying to watch the mass from our parish church. For some reason, I can't cast it on our TV. So it means I can watch it, but my husband and my son can't watch it at all. When I went into my Facebook page, for some reason, it was easier to cast the Patotoo online ministry Bible study on our TV than the mass from my parish church. So I started watching it. Sometime in February, Sister Jean Trono invited me, and so of course Sister Loretta invited me, because we were gonna have a white flag event with our high school classmates and who still lives in Pangarap Village. Pangarap Village in Caloocan is where I went to high school with, where my aunt teach high school. And so I said, yes, I'll attend it. I was planning on attending the Facebook live feed, the Facebook live stream. About a week before, Sister Jinto posted that please attend, we're gonna give you the Zoom link and everything, and what's gonna happen, what we're gonna do. And Sister Loretta was engaging me because we have to hire a sound system, a laptop, and a white screen for the satellite service. So I suggested a company that I know of. The owner was my relative. It didn't work out, but we find somebody anyway, and nevertheless I was engaged and I was involved in the planning and process. So when Sister Jing told me that join us in the Zoom of Patotoo online ministry, and I said, is that okay? Because I'm Catholic and all the excuses I can think of. She said, yeah, that's fine. So I attended it via Zoom for the first time. From that very first time, Pastor Irwin was engaging me. And all it does is I was touched, and what the message was, it touched me personally. I know he didn't know me. I know that it was not just about me, but for some reason it touches a nerve. It hit a nerve. And then after that day, I started attending Patotoo online ministry. What difference that it made in my life is it changed the way I pray. It changed the way I think, how to ask God for guidance and blessing. I understand now. I understand what's the difference between religion and spirituality and being a Christian believer, which is a lot. And I really have a lot to thank for, because despite of everything that I went through because of the pandemic, my family and I are blessed. He never leave us. He never let us go without. As you can see, this pandemic brought a lot of hardship on everybody, but for some reason I never felt that kind of hardship. The hardship that I felt was the battle within me, because I kept saying, I kept having excuses to listen to the Word of God. If anybody who listens to and watches this video, if you learn something from me, I just want you to learn that when God calls you, please listen and obey. Because no matter how much temporal blessing you receive, if you don't have peace of mind, and a spiritual connection and relationship with God, you will never feel the peace that I feel right now. It was a hard year, and it's still hard until now because of the pandemic. But now I have hope that if I gave everything and give my worries to God, He will take care of me and my family, and He will give me that peace that I am, the peace of mind that I am missing, and He will make me feel complete by renewing my relationship with God. My name is Elvie de Jesus of Patotoo Online Dream to Shine chapter. My testimony is for God's glory.
Everywhere I